وبركاته. This is Dr. Halimah, and today's lecture, as I said in my previous lecture, is also about practicals in translation, creative translation. And today's lecture is number 12, and it is practical 2. It means, when I say practical 2, it means these lecture 11, 12 and 13 are mainly practicals. In other words, examples, exercises. We do it together, and you should really take them as examples and follow the way we have discussed them in the lecture. Okay? Now, again, I mean, the main purpose of this lecture is to look at a variety of excerpts, examples, extracts taken from different types of orations, and translate them and discuss the process of creativity in their translation. So today's main examples would be about orations. So we will be talking about religious orations and general orations, oratorical speeches. As you know, we have already discussed how to translate orations or speeches in lecture number 7, but we would like here to look at some orations from the linguistic and cultural and stylistic perspectives, and see how we have tackled them and how we have tackled the translation. We will be taking an example, for instance, regarding translating orations, general orations like speeches made at university, at graduation days, on a graduation days, and religious orations. We have non-prophetic and we have prophetic orations. So it means orations said by the Prophet, speeches said by the Prophet, and speeches said by other people, not necessarily, but I mean they are religious, but they are not prophetic. I mean, not said by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we will go through 4 types of orations. Okay. I would like first, example 1, translating religious orations. Okay. Now, the first type of oration I have selected for you today is about a speech was said by Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu, Sahabi al-Jalil. How are we going to translate Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu speech to people in the West, or English speaking people, whether they were in the West or in Hong Kong or in China or in South Africa, you know? So you are trying to convey the message in this oration and see, can you achieve equivalence in this? Can you achieve communication? Can you achieve naturalness? Can you achieve the style? I'm sure you are aware of this beautiful speech. فقام أبو بكر الصديق رضي الله عنه في الناس خطيبا بعد أن حمد الله وأثنى عليه. أما بعد، فإن من كان يعبد محمدا فإن محمد قد مات، ومن كان يعبد الله فإن الله حي لا يموت. Now, how are you going to translate this into English? Tell me. Huh? You need to sit back and say, okay, this is not an ordinary person speech. This is not an ordinary person's speech, you know. And this speech was said nearly 1400 years ago. The language in Arabic is really powerful, very good language, very strong, very melodic and articulate. Now the style is excellent. The linguistic aspect of it is not easy to translate. Now look at these four versions of the same text and look, check the grammatical, the lexical, the semantic, the stylistic, the communicative dimensions of all of the translation. A, if you are used to worship Muhammad, Muhammad is dead. And those who worship God, God is alive and does not die. This is A. As we agreed, I'm not going to spell out the right one or the most appropriate one, because this is the type of questions in the exam. I would say, which is the most appropriate translation of the above, for instance, or of this translation? A, B, C, D. You choose one. B, if you were worshipping Muhammad, Muhammad has passed away. And those who were worshipping God, God is still alive and does not die. It's not easy to decide, I know, but if you really practice, if you work hard, if you revise the course syllabus, the slides, the handouts, then you will have gathered a lot of information about a creative translation. And you should be able to guess and assess which is the best one. Okay? C. Hear me out. If you were used to worship Muhammad, Muhammad is dead. And those who worship God, God is alive and does not die. Again, I'm not going to say anything. I leave it to you. Number D. Hear me out, people. If you used to worship Muhammad, Muhammad is dead. But if you were worshipping Allah, Allah is alive and does not die. La ilaha illahu. La ilaha illahu. La ilaha illahu. So now, which one? Which is the most appropriate translation to the above oration, above speech? I leave it to you. To be able to guess or to be able to identify the most appropriate one, you should be able, or you should have studied the course by practicing, by developing this sense of, linguistic and stylistic and literary feel of the text, translated text, So this is an example of non-prophetic translation. And I started with a speech by Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Okay. Again, another short rhetorical speech. Look at this speech by our great Khalifa Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. May Allah be pleased with him. Addressed Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah on his way to lead an army, and see how we can translate it into English. لما عزم الصديق على بعث أبي عبيدة بن الجراح بجيش دعاه فودعه ثم قال له. Let me change, excuse me, so that I don't make any mistakes. All right, now اسمع سماع من يريد أن يفهم ما قيل له. يا سلام. ثم يعمل بما أمر به. إنك تخرج في أشراف الناس وبيوتات العرب وصلحاء المسلمين وفرسان الجاهلية، كانوا يقاتلون إذ ذاك على الحمية، وهم اليوم يقاتلون على الحسبة والنية الحسنة. أحسن صحبة من صاحبك، وليكن الناس عندك في الحق سواء، واستعن بالله وكفى بالله معينا، وتوكل على الله وكفى بالله وكيلا. اخرج من غد إن شاء الله. There are a couple of spelling mistakes. I'm sorry about this. I can't correct them. I'm sorry about this. There are a couple of spelling mistakes, so try to correct them. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ spelling mistake. Now look at how we have translated this. It is a speech, it is an oration. Imagine yourself, you are delivering a speech, or you are advising someone on the horse leading an army. How would you convey this message, this metaphor, this beautiful atmosphere? You know, imagine yourself, you are there. Now, listen to hear who wants to understand and what he was told. Then working as ordered, you graduated in the supervision of the people and housed the Arabs and good Muslims and the nice of ignorance. It sounds a bit googly, you know. It's googly translation. No comment. B, listen like someone who is interested in understanding what is said to him, then does what he is ordered to do. You are living with the nobles of the people and the masters of Arabs, the righteous of the Muslims and the warriors of pre-Islamic era. Now, listen up like someone keen to understand what is being said to him, and then does what he is being ordered to do. You are living with the noblest of the people and the best amongst the Arabs, the most righteous of the Muslims and the best warriors of the pre-Islamic era, who used to fight out of zeal, but now they fight for God's sake, which is the most appropriate translation. Again, you ask me, okay, doctor, how can we differentiate between A, B, and C? I say to you, look, as I said earlier, I repeat myself, use the following criteria: accuracy, equivalence, communication, communicative purpose, naturalness, and style. Does it sound natural? Does it sound English? From the linguistic point of view, or from the stylistic point of view, or from the cultural point of view, or from the communicative point of view? So you need to ask yourself these questions first, and then you say, all right, I think blah blah blah. All right? Another example of orations. It is non-prophetic, but this is an example of if you want to make speech. You know? So, لما بايع الناس أبا بكر الصديق رضي الله عنه قام فخطب بالناس فقال: أما بعد أيها الناس فإني قد وليت عليكم ولست بخيركم، فإن أحسنت فأعينوني وإن أسأت فقوموني. الصدق أمانة والكذب خيانة، والضعيف فيكم قوي عندي حتى أرجع عليه حقا إن شاء الله. I will leave it. You carry on. I leave it. I'm giving you just the first line. How are you going to translate it? Huh? Are you going to translate it like A? Having said that, O people, I have been appointed as your leader and I am not your best. If I do well, help me, and if I do bad, straighten me out. Look and listen. To be, O people, I have been selected as your custodian, but I am not the best among you. So when I do well, support me, and when I do wrong, correct me. See, O people, I have been entrusted with the rule of you, and I'm not the best among you. So if I do well, support me, and if not, straighten me out. Again, no comment. D. O people, I have been elected as your leader, and I'm not the best of you. Support me if I do well, and correct me if I do wrong. I know it's difficult, but you know, if you really have developed this Englishness in your language and your competence, you know, I'm sure by now you should be able to guess which one is the most appropriate one. You know? So, I leave it to you. I leave it to you. If we want to choose now, we have talked about religious orations. Now we move to another type of examples which are translating general orations. General orations. General orations, you know, it could be any type of orations. You know, you could make an orations. You stand up and you speak in front of your family members, in front of your friends, and you know, in a conference, in front of your in the student among students, and so on. Now, I have chosen an excerpt from Dirty Hands, and see from Dirty Hands by John Delaney, and see how we can achieve equivalence in English, communicative purpose of the speech in a style that signals that this is a translation of a person proud of manual jobs. Now look at this. How would you translate, I am proud of my dirty hands? Yes, they are dirty, and they are rough and knobby and calloused. I am proud of the dirt and the knobs and the callouses. I did not get them that way by playing bridge or drinking afternoon tea out of dainty cups. Would you translate them as أنا فخور يدي قذرة، نعم فهي قذرة، وهم الخام وعقدي ومتصلبة، وأنا فخور من الأوساخ والمقابض والمثافن. أنا لم تحصل عليها بهذه الطريقة. I mean, you are Arabic speakers, you are native speakers. What would you say? Is this Arabic? Does it sound Arabic? B. أنا فخور بيدي الوسخة. نعم إنها وسخة وهي خشنة وعليها آثار العمل. وأنا فخور بالأوساخ والزوايا، فأنا لم أحصل عليها بهذه الطريقة عن طريق اللعب، لعبة الأبراج أو شرب الشاي بعد الظهر من كؤوس أنيقة. Alright. يدي الوسختان الخشنتان هما مدعاة للفخر عندي. فخور بهذه الأوساخ وبعقد كف الخشنة وبسماكتهما، لأنهما من جراء عمل الجاد لكسب لقمة عيشي، وليستا نتيجة حياة مرفهة ومن اللعب بالأوراق وشرب الشاي بكؤوس فاخرة. I leave it to you again. You are native speakers of Arabic. You judge which is the most appropriate translation to the English one. Okay? Another example of the same speech. He says, I got them that way by working with them. I am proud of the work and the dirt. Why shouldn't I feel proud of the work they do, these dirty hands of mine? A. حصلت عليها بهذه الطريقة من خلال العمل بها، وأنا فخور بالعمل وبالأوساخ، فلماذا لا أشعر بالفخر من العمل الذي يقومون به وهذه الأيدي القذرة من الأمام؟ B. حصلت عليها بهذا الشكل من خلال العمل بها، فأنا فخور بهذا العمل وبالوسخ، ولماذا لا أشعر بالفخر بالعمل الذي تقوم به يدي الوسخة هذه؟ C. إنهما هكذا لأنني عملت جاهدا بهما. إني فخور بالعمل الذي قامتا به هاتين اليدين وبالأوساخ العالقة عليهما. Which one is the most appropriate? Alright? So, it is really, I mean, I love this course, by the way. I love creative translation because it tests your ability to differentiate between what is good, what is ugly, and what is bad. Good, ugly, bad translation. So if you can really assess and if you can identify which of the translation looks good, which one looks ugly, and which one looks really bad, then you will be alright. You will be alright. Practical A, I would like you to really practice the translation. So practical A, it is the whole speech of this person about his dirty hands. So please translate this excerpts into Arabic. And of course use your creative ability in your translation. This is from English into Arabic. And then we have this. I would like you to translate this beautiful speech by Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu into English. It's not a matter of difficulty. I mean, you could always find out check the meaning of certain words in the dictionary or in but what matters really is to sit down and practice. This is what matters. Really what matters is to sit down and practice and practice your translation. Not only these examples, get other texts, whether in English or in Arabic, and work every day, every day. I know the majority of you are working, come back home tired, busy, blah, 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 but you know, you need to really allocate some of your time to study. And if you say to yourself, I have got today half an hour, I'm going to study creative translation for Dr. Halimah. All right, well, okay, doctor, I have 1 hour, half an hour from Arabic into English and half an hour from English into Arabic. Believe me, excuse me, believe me, if you translate every day, just a little paragraph, and throw it in the bin, that's it. You will really develop a beautiful ability and skill to translate from and into Arabic, you know. So please, please work hard and try your best to work and translate from English into Arabic and from Arabic into English. And of course, study the material I have provided you with. And really, that's it. I'd like to thank you very much indeed for listening and for watching me, and hopefully for working with me on this course. Thank you very much, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.